Peace in Jesus, peace in Jesus. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We here in the building. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Give it a couple minutes. Men of God. Here. Good evening on the Sabbath night. Just coming off the Feast of Tabernacles tonight, brothers and sisters. It's a nice little show. It's not going to be super, super long, but I might as well go ahead and start it while everybody gets settled. I know it's going to be for the people that see it later. It's kind of a controversial, but not too much. It's normal to us, but I'm going to take it from a different approach today. So before I even tell you about it, I'm going to start with the reading of the law. Exodus 20, verses 1 through 17. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that's within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Ecclesiastes 12, verses 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Now, Revelations 22, 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates to the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and so whoever loveth and maketh a lie. Sisters and brothers, that was the reading of the law. Thank God for the reading of the law, because the law is the reason why we're in this situation today. As African Americans, this is the reason why the world is the way it is. And it's all over the place because nobody knows the law and nobody knows what they have to do. And the law is good from the time there was a creation of man, back from then to the olden days when our fathers had a covenant with the law. And they read in the future in Revelation, the time that came in here. There has never been a break in the law, brothers and sisters. The law is good and holy. So somebody telling you that you are under grace and that you don't have to keep God's commandments, they are giving you a falsehood and a pure, clear path to destruction, brothers and sisters. The law is good. Okay. Today we're doing a show today. Let me think, see the name of it. Thy servants are blind. And the reason why I'm doing this show, let me see if my boy is here, Shogun here, Happy Sabbath. My brother Ben is here. Okay. I know a couple other people are going to be joining and people going to see it later. But I want you to understand that the African American people that came over in the transatlantic slave ships and slave trade are the clear servants of God, the priests of God. They have been cast away and they have forgotten this. And the reason why I am doing this with this title is because along with forgetting themselves, you have this awakening happening right before our eyes. And there is a crazy thing happening to where they're springing up all over YouTube, all over the world, realizing that they're the people of this Bible that we've had all this time. But the biggest problem that we're having, and I'm going to highlight it, is the African Americans that attend Sunday church and refuse to believe that that could possibly be them. So they often talk about themselves in third person, and you know, it's just almost it's almost a tragedy to hear. You know, they argue with Israelites who telling them maybe it's because of the way they telling them, but they want nothing to do with it. So what they do is they balance all over YouTube, making the people who have been awoken prove to them over and over and over and over again. We can read it to them, show it to them. They don't want to hear. And these are the people who the very book is talking about. God's blind servants. They're serving another God in ignorance. So today, what I'm going to do is I am going to not highlight the fact that they're blind. It's just not to breed up on no brothers. You know, we got differences with the Israelite brothers who come out, and we all got doctrinal differences, which is a bigger problem as well too. However, these brothers at least know who they are and whose they are, right? That's one big step, because you got to realize that only 2% of 8 billion people, like my brother Keith Big Smooth told me today. You understand? Like he said that, you know, with all this stuff, it's not many of us know ourselves. So we can't really afford to fight amongst each other the way we're actually doing, looking like gang bangers. But at the end of the day, the ones that are fighting against their own heritage, fighting against something that could possibly be them, is even more sickening. So the only way that I can do it is highlight the people who they never check out. They never check out or question to see whether or not the people that they have in the land of Israel are the people that this Bible have. They just say if they are, it's all fine. But we say that we are those people, and the signs are the what tell you by. So we're going to compare those signs and see if it's this. But before I start, got a message from some of the guys who are not here today. Let's get it to you for 1 second. It's very short.
Happy Sabbath day. Happy high Sabbath day, brothers and sisters. I won't be on today, but peace and love to everybody.
In Jesus' name.
Grace and peace, y'all. In the mighty name of Jesus. My name is Brother Ben Chosen Israel, from the man of God. Today, sister brother, is October the 18th, 2024. And today is the day, sister brothers, that we are celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, sister brother, that the Lord has commanded for us to keep, which is outlined in Leviticus chapter 23. Stay tuned, sister brother, because there's more work that we got to do. Men of God, peace to you in Jesus' name.
Wow. I must admit, them boys look good. Okay. So back to what I was saying before I get it started, I got a lot of videos. This be by myself. You ain't got nothing else to do, especially if you in the knowledge, you want to critique and break down anything that I'm saying. You know, I pray that you will get some understanding out this. But the only way I can kind of show a contrast between the brothers is if I just read what the Bible say and ask you a simple question. Is it us or is it them? And at that point, if you can't see a difference in who this really is, because the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28, which is going to be one of our verses, that you are going to know this when you read it by the signs. I have you on fire all around about, and you paid no attention and you paid no heart. So we're going to dive in and let some other people tell you, and we're going to let this book tell you whether or not you are the Israelite Sunday Christian church man who are African-American on slave ships, especially the apologetics who say, wow, how could that be us? You don't want to even see that it's you. But we're going to show some differences, and I hope you're embarrassed by this, because there's no way it can be nobody else, brothers and sisters. Okay? You are these people, and the only way we can highlight it is ask you the question: is this happening to us or the current people that you already accepted as the Jews of the Bible? Okay, God's chosen people. So if they are God's chosen people, then they should be under all these curses right now today. Even their return, how they get back. You ask no proof of them, but us, you want to know everything. How could this be us? And the shame thing about it is, it's you that is the one that is asking the questions. Even when we show you proof, and I can show you proof that God told you he's a black man in this book 3 different times. I'll do a lesson on that to let you hear it. You'll still say, oh, what difference do color make? Well, it makes a big difference if he came and chose it. We didn't tell him, and you can ask him when you see him. And you have to answer this question when he say, I sent my servant to you and you did not pay no attention. So blind are thy servants is the title of this. The only way we can make a contrast is read the book and find out who this book is talking about. Us, the slaves here in America and all over the world, not just here, in Jamaica, North Korea, in the cities from the Atlantic state, the Arab slave trade, the ones that are in India. The 10 tribes are still in Africa in Assyria captivity today. You hear nothing about them, but yet you seeing the Igbos and the Falashas and what happened in Hotel Rwanda. Oh, this is your history, brothers and sisters. But you let one group of people come to the land that's your father gave for you, and you don't even ask. So we're gonna start this off in Isaiah 42, because this is the topic of our subject. I hate starting like that, but I might as well. Isaiah 42. Verses 18 to 25. And let's get it started. So we'll answer these questions. And remember, we are asking and comparing. So if this is them, then we rest our peace. But if it's you, turn around to your Lord and start doing what you say. He say the Sabbath day is the 7th day of the week. Why are you going on the 1st day of the week, brothers and sisters? You the biggest hurdle that we got to your own hurt. So lessons like this is lessons of love. It ain't lessons of vitriol and hate. And we know why you don't know. But when you see lessons like this, if you blessed enough to actually hear this word like this, then take heed to it. Isaiah 42, 18 through 25. But verse 18. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant? Seeing many things, but observing not. Opening the ears, but heareth not. I'm going to stop right there for 1 second. Brothers and sisters, hold on. Now, he said the servants that he sent are blind. The title of this is Blind as Thy Servant. He's saying there is a group of people who open their ears. You got a lot of vitriol and zeal. You in Sunday church every day testifying to, I don't know what Jesus that is. Maybe it's Caesar Borgia that you testifying to. And you won't hear the voice of your father. Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice. And he never commanded you to go and have a holy convocation on Sunday. But yet and still, this is you, and you don't ask anything about it. So listen what he said about his law that you are contributing to, saying Paul put y'all under grace and the law is no good no more. Look at what he said. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. But guess what? Verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. That's the grave, hell, Sheol. And they are hid in prison houses. You are in jail in every place. We don't even have to go in there. I went through that in other lessons. But the Lord is doing this to you, brothers and sisters. They are for prey, and none said deliver it. For a spoil, and none said restore. So I asked the question, between us and between the people that you know that is the chosen people of God, which one of us are in jail, hidden in prison houses? Because I know they got 2 million people in jail in the U.S. and we make up like half of that population. So maybe 1 million of us. It says more people in jail that look like you that ever came over here on ships and slaves, brothers and sisters. So that's something for you to think about. And guess what? It's one of them in jail in Maryland and Jessup. You know what the town where they made the wire at? It's one of them in jail. I don't even need to get you the statistics. Brother Eddie Israel got that for you. One Jewish person is in jail. And he said that this is a people robbed and spoiled. They're hidden prison houses. They for prey, none said delivereth, and none said restore. So do you have some people that tried to get them out of their bondage to restore them? Yes, the whole UN came and gave them a whole country. Martin Luther King them tried to get you out and got killed. And who was his name? Malcolm X got killed. Marcus Garvey got killed. Even one of their type of people, which is John, I think it was John the Baptist, he got killed. So we got John Brown, I'm sorry. So look at the question that the Lord asks. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? That time is right now, brothers and sisters. It's time out for you acting like you don't know this is you. We read this stuff to y'all time. Oh, that happened in the old days. He told you I wrote the old the ending. He wrote it in the beginning. And there was one author in this Bible, that was Jesus. You call him Hamashiach. And the other ones like the other Jesus. So I can't say y'all call him Yahushua by Hawashim and all that stuff, but it was one author in this book. That was Jesus of Nazareth. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? That ain't a sign for you? This is what he asking. Who gave Jacob for a spoil? Yeah, you, Jake. Either you, Jacob, or Jacob was over in Israel. And Israel to the robbers. Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither be obedient unto his law. So guess what, brothers and sisters? That's the same thing. Y'all hate the law right now. Y'all hate the law. Jake don't want to be told nothing. So he say, I don't want to hear that God. I don't want to hear that Hebrew God like Charleston White and those guys said. Give me that good God in the New Testament that gave down into the church. Give me that God. That's a good God. He don't require all that stuff, and it's the same one, Jesus. Therefore, he had poured out upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it has set him on fire round about, and yet he knew not. You don't even know this, the Lord still doing it to you, because he tell you, change your ways, and it burned him, yet he would not lay it to heart. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like, that stiff neck? Us or them? Who kids still wearing gold chains and earrings and diamonds, us or them? Remember at the mountain when y'all took y'all granddaddies and them took those earrings out y'all ear and made a calf, and y'all watched the Lord do all this work to get you out. And guess what? It said, y'all said, these be the gods that brought us out of Egypt. Y'all had them in y'all ears. I knew y'all was the same way. This makes sense now, though. This makes sense that you blind and you in Sunday church and you can't see. But you still buying those designer jeans and Air Jordans and them diamond gold earrings and herringbone chains and rapping and all that stuff. You was doing it then. Okay, brothers and sisters? All right, let's move on and let's go and see what his heritage is, his service, okay? And this is something that you all really need to pay attention. Jeremiah, just go back one. Go over one, I'm sorry. Jeremiah 12, verse 7 and 11. We're going to make a contrast. We're going to ask the question all day. Is it them or you, brothers and sisters? Jeremiah 12, 7 through 11. Listen to what the Lord said that he had to do because of your blindness, Sunday church people. Because the brothers that know who they are, they got another issue, but they know who they are. You're the one who don't know who you is. We telling you and you debating all over YouTube. That's not us. This is what the Lord said for that. I have forsaken mine house. I have left mine heritage. You his heritage. You the son's heritage, brothers and sisters. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into hand of her enemies. Did you come here and get a hotel ticket to the Waldorf Astoria by a yacht or a boat, like I'm going to show you that the other people got here, got to their place on? You know how you got here. Look what the Lord said. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It cried out against me, therefore I hated it. So if you his heritage and you got to look at all your conditions and you saying that he gonna kill Gentiles, gonna kill white people, it look like he's saying he hates you right here, brothers. That's probably why you're saying you know that. So you're gonna say, I'm gonna serve Caesar Borgia on another day because I know he hates us. Look at our conditions. I think it's subliminal. You saying, man, there can't be no God that really care about us. I'm gonna serve the other God because that's what you're doing. So listen to what he says. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about her are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. So when he says that, that means everybody around you is just taking a piece out of you. Look at the news every day. Look at our news and look at them in their neighborhoods. Do you see another people around about them? Because they stay by themselves anyway. But you stay around everybody and everybody got to service you, like I'm going to show you. So look who he said is doing this. And you're the very people that's doing this because he said this. He wouldn't say this for nothing. Y'all going to the wrong church. Look what he said in verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it a desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate because no man laid out a heart. Then we say that again, just ahead up there. This is how blind you is. He's telling you pastors to come out. You guys are going to the wrong day. You serving the wrong person, and you all your stuff is a problem. You don't even know the operation of his hand, and you the one who's supposed to be teaching it. You going in there jumping around telling people they're gonna have peace, they're gonna have all of this so bad that watch what the Lord compared it to. He compared you to a group of jackasses going to church on Sunday. Isaiah 1, back right on up. Wow. Isaiah 1. This Lord ain't playing. Verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. They rebelled against Jesus as well, too. So that's one thing that if I had to put down 1 point for them and 1 point for us, y'all both got that in common. Everybody hates Jesus. The whole world do. But you rebelled against him in so many ways that it can't be nobody but you. So I'm going to finish describing. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass know his master's crib. But Israel do not know. My people do not consider. How many times are we screaming to you all over YouTube and in y'all face? We go to our families and tell them, man, the Bible is about us. We're the chosen people of God. That means something. We're not just this. They didn't change our names for just anything. We are special people, right? And the first thing your people tell you and your family, what in the heck are you talking about? You got to be out of your mind. My boy John Lighthall is sitting here listening to this, and how he got it, I was talking to a lady, and she, Israel likes everybody other religion. She was listening to me talk to my auntie, and she jumped in my conversation because she thought she knew a lot about church and all these things, right? So I started talking to her. I said, yeah, the Bible talking about us. She said, what? Show it to me. I show her everything in there where Jesus said he was black. And she looked up at me and she said, you know what? I'm reading this. But I don't believe it. She got up, walked away, and blocked me. And John Lighthall been going to the Israel of God ever since. Praise ye the Lord. He found out, and he been going to Catholic church his whole life. He found out, said, wait a minute, this stuff is making a lot of sense now. So praise ye the Lord for that. So you all do not consider. So listen to what kind of people y'all are and see, is this us or them? A sinful nation. Is that you, or is that the people that's chosen of God? A people laden with iniquity. Is that you, or is that the people that's of God, brothers and sisters? These are the Israelites that he's talking about. A seed of evildoers. They scared of their kids, or you scared of their kids? Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They doing everything they can. They carjacking, and they doing this inside of y'all church on Sunday. And I ain't ashamed to say they're doing it in ours as well too. But that's because the people are the same. How many news reports do you see at nighttime all across the world? The little Jewish boys, the chosen people of God, over any other land that they have on the news with mug shots on. Corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, and they are gone backwards. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye revert more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint. From the sole of the foot even into the head, there's no soundness in it, but purified bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither with mortified ointment, which means nobody ever said restore to you. Every time they kill you, nobody come out and say, oh, I'm sorry about how they did that. Look how many people the police killed and no other nations came out and said nothing. And guess who they go and get? Y'all Sunday pastors. Y'all are the ones that speak for us. Don't y'all notice that? How many people that the police killed in the Jewish community, the Israelites, the chosen people that's over there now, how many people killed them anywhere in the world? Or how many is y'all? Keep a marker down, put your one down if you say it's them or it's you, brothers and sisters. Now listen to what verse 7 says. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. That's here in every city that you go at. Don't the ghetto look tore down? So if your cities are tore with fire and burned down, like sometimes you're in your car and you can smell something burning, and it's actually the city, just they got garbage cans burning, all that stuff. That's a sign, brothers and sisters, for you to know that this is talking about you. It can't be nobody else besides you, brothers and sisters. So let's go to verse 7, the part 3 of it. It says, strangers devour it in your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as a country overthrown by strangers. Take a look at the news where your land's supposed to be, right? Is strangers devoured in there because you ain't in there? The book says strangers. So that people that devouring that land, and we're going to prove to you by the end of this lesson, that's clearly who he talking about, because the people who they are fighting, which is the Ishmaelites, the Bible all talks about it, and it tells you who these people are. And in fact, the whole world conspired against you, and I'm going to show it to you. Let's go over to Psalms 83 and see who's in your land fighting for you right now. Psalms 83, back up. We right here. Psalms 83. And I want 3 through 7 and then 12. Because let's see who they took. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. These are the Israelites. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel would be no more in remembrance. So the people that's Israel, they forgot themselves because God said that their servants are blind, and everybody in the world conspired with one consent to make them forget themselves further. And it's only one group of people out of place. They changed your name and you said yes. Then they changed their name to your name and move right in. Let's see who this could possibly be. For they consulted together with one consent. They are all confederated against thee. So the people that's fighting in that land, they all together against you. And everybody know it except you. It don't even matter to you. They say you don't lay it to heart. It means nothing. You go right in there every Sunday morning preaching to Satan. You do it in ignorance though, you know. So I hope this will wake you up. So look at who he said first on the list. Sound like it's going to be your brother. Who is this first on the list? The tabernacles of Edom. That's the people who your twin brother Esau, who's taking your place, right? And The Ishmaelites, that's the Arabs that they fighting right now for your land. They killing each other left and right about that land. It's a big controversy about that land because the proper people, says the Lord, is not in there, and you're going to read it. You can't get no clearer than this, but ask yourself, so who was these other people? The Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes and some more Egyptians. These are all your people. Gebal and Ammon and Amalek and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. That's the Africans. They say Moab, the Chinese, but that's some of Lot's kids. The Hagarenes is Hagar's kids. And it's more names to get everybody else in there because everybody know about it except one group of people. Their name is Afro-American or Black. Or is it the chosen people in Israel that's in the house of God right now? So let's go down to verse 12 and see what their major plan was. Verse 12. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. There was an S on the houses of God because it wasn't just Jew. It was at that time, it was 12 tribes of Israel sitting in their house, and every one of them was wicked as all outdoors. That was Jacob's name's son and all that. So what y'all was doing, the Arabs, they hooked up with the Ashkenazi people that's over there, and they took your spot. And you blind, and the whole world is blind. And you so blind, though, the Sunday church people, because you won't believe it's you. So let me see if I can get somebody to tell you real quick. Just pay attention to this real quickly and see if this one of theirs. This is one of their people that's telling you this, because they don't have no shame telling it. You don't want to know. Listen.
An area that was alongside the Niger River. And if you actually look at ancient maps in 1736 and ancient maps in 1747 of Africa, you'll find a country called Negro Land and the Kingdom of Judah. This is of utmost importance for us to understand how Yahweh is gathering the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Because what actually happened is in this Gulf of Guinea in Western Africa, European slave ship holders, they were Ashkenazi slavers. They were of European origin. They were Western Mongols that had infiltrated Britain and mainly Portugal. They were the Ashkenazi slavers. They were wealthy merchant slavers that went down to the coast of Guinea. They employed Mohammedan trappers, Islamics, to go into the Kingdom of Judah and Negro Land and take the royal house of Judah captive in slave ships, as it's recorded in the book of Deuteronomy, and bring them over to America, and they became known today as what? African Americans.
Mr. Churchman, do you still don't believe, right? So I told you in Isaiah that when you became a stranger in another land and you watching strangers devour your land, it was your brother that did that, right? Edom. He's fighting the Arabs right now. That guy said in Deuteronomy, but the Lord recorded in Obadiah at the end time, so you can see what's getting ready to happen to that group of people that came and took his blind service away, who teaching Sunday, who's saying, that's not me. But it's going to be so many people that showed you, and it's all in this book, and you better get into it. Obadiah is 1 chapter, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Did we just read that? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat the bread have laid a wound under thee, and there's none understanding in him. Because they was all together with those men, the Arabs, in the ages. The Lord telling you right here in these days, these last days, they should be fighting. Because you was at peace with them when you was dominating them. But guess what? Our brother, didn't the Lord say, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee? Wow. And have laid a wound under thee, and there's no understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? That means, so when they're going through all this fighting, the world is going to turn around on them. This is prophecy. Pay attention to it, because it's going to happen. See, the biggest joke on the whole world, the very people who don't know that they something ain't nothing, right? The biggest joke on the world is that they everything. And everything that happens in the world over there in that Israel land is about us. That big controversy is about you, brothers and sisters. So look what it said. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O T-man, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the Mount Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Wow. Why? For the violence against thy brother Jacob. Oh, Jacob, that's his twin brother. Shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Why is he doing that to them? Because when you went into slavery and they went into your gates, and I'm going to let this tell you, they switched places with you. Listen, in that day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. So this is telling you that somebody came in and your twin brother watched them carry you away. You stood on the other side of them. But listen to this. Listen to what the Lord said to them. But thou should not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day he became a stranger. Remember, you in a stranger in another land? It said, neither should have thou rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. I hope that's next, because I'm going to show you what they said in the day of distress, right? But now it's probably going to come up a bit later. But okay. In the day of distress, and guess what it says? And you should not have looked on their affliction the day of their calamity, nor have laid your hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Wow. So they took your substance and went into their house. So that's why you don't have no pictures of the great blacks that from here, from America. And they put them on the news. Where is your black greats? And where's they black? They Jewish greats. Where's the pictures of Moses and all those people like that at, right? Where they at? So they're the synagogue of Satan, right? Satan works through the Gentiles and he works through them. Let's see where some of your stuff went to. Go over to Job 9, and see where all your good belongings at. Job 9, verse 24. It's back right on up. Verse 9, verse 24. Listen to what this. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The Lord telling you to go in this book through the mouth of Job and find out why you don't have no pictures of you. Because the wicked then went into your borders and they then covered your faces up, which meant they painted over them and gave you a picture of Cesare Borgia, and you bought it. They didn't even give you a picture of themselves because they couldn't. They know that it didn't look like them, so they had to say, they don't even try to say it's them. Why would Christ give you a picture of a Gentile when Jesus was a Jew, a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite, brothers and sisters? if you want to be clear with it. The whole world accepted a stranger that swapped places without even questioning it, because Israel and blind, and the Lord did this to you. The whole world accepted this. Wow. So we're gonna get to some of the signs and see how this stuff happened, because the Lord in this day and time, he just poured his spirit out. That's why we arguing. Let's go see it, and then I'm gonna get into those signs. We're gonna go over to Isaiah. We right here. We moving along fast, making good time, brothers and sisters. Isaiah 44. Isaiah 44. The Lord poured it out, and let's see. And it said, the Lord will help his people at the top of it. Isaiah 44, 1-7. Wow. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, that blind servant. Who is blind but my servant? Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, who I have chosen. You are a chosen generation of people, brothers and sisters. But you don't want the Lord's help. You rather go for prosperity, teaching doctrines of devils on Sundays. That's not of the Lord. You know the Lord didn't go in there. He said, I went in there in Daniel 9:27. I went in the midst of the week, which is Wednesday, and you come up with some Good Friday. He said I was going to be in the heart of earth for 3 days and then 2 nights. Oh, it's okay. The kids want to paint some Easter eggs coming up. The kids want to paint Easter eggs. Brother Chuck did an illustrious job yesterday laying out those holidays, and they gave him trouble about that. And he was telling them this is sacred prostitute temple worship. And the Sunday black people that was there was saying, guess what they were saying? No, they debunked that already. That was just a re-emergence of Passover. And you don't keep Passover. You don't know when it is. It was a holiday day. You ain't got a clue, brothers and sisters. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which helped thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou just one whom I have chosen. For I will pour out water upon him that is thirsty, and the floods upon the dry ground. I will pour out my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessings upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass and willows over the water. One shall say, I am the Lord's. I'm the chosen people of Israel. The only people that don't want to hear that is the single, black people that are in Sunday church that's arguing with everybody. That's these apologetic people and all these other things. And they making you prove that you proving among yourself, joining them with this. And the Lord said at this time, he's going to pour out his spirit upon somebody. Did somebody pour out a spirit when you see somebody springing up all over the world saying this stuff? I know it sounds crazy, but the Lord said he did this. Did they pour out a spirit on somebody else that's already over there saying that they were you? So you compare the difference. The Lord poured the spirit out like he said. Who did he pour it out upon? Why are you calling us crazy and you going to the first day of the week when the Lord said his day is the seventh day of the week? He rested on the seventh day of the week. If he had rested on the first, there would be no light. Use your brain. He rested from the work that he did. So he required that you have an excellent week working and then rested on the seventh day like him. Brothers and sisters, one should say, I'm the Lord, and another should call himself the name of Jacob. You already know how we see each other today at the feast. Everybody like, hey, look at Jake coming in here. Outside the world, that's foreign. They will not have a clue about what it's like to have a heritage. They would rather be called by a continent with 54 countries on it and a continent that had 2 different continents that got, I don't even know how many countries on the Americas. You like that. And that's not to diminish our brothers and sisters that are from the same tribes that we are in London and all these type of places. I saw a brother on the other day. I'm gonna contact that brother too, by the Hebrew church that's out there in London, Yehuda. I'm gonna call that brother because he got some things right, but he passionate about this word. Some things wrong, but he's passionate about this word. And he got more knowledge than a lot of those other brothers, though. And one should subscribe with his hand unto the Lord and surname himself by the name of Israel. So this book, if you believe this book, it's two great sets of people that are saying they and I'm showing you with proof that the one of them is not who they say they are. So what group of people in the world taking the last name Israel? Theirs is like Stein, and they put whatever they merchant they, Thomas Herzog put when they got to get their name changed. They had a whole big thing about it. They had European, Russian, Slavic names, and they started thinking of what they call Jewish names. So whatever their family business is, they put that in front of like Stein. So Goldstein, whatever things like that. And just go around the list. You'll see if they Media Stein, that's how they made their names up. But your people, like he said, he pulled their road out and said, wait a minute, my name is Israel. Who is he talking about? Put a one in your mind and tally it up. Okay. So the Lord said, when you go in this book, you're going to have to see these signs to know who you are, brothers and sisters. So without further ado, we're going to let the book tell you, because like that guy just said, Deuteronomy 28 resolves some specific curses. And I just pull out a few of them. And I want to see between us and them, who could these people possibly be? Who could these people possibly be? Deuteronomy 28, and let's let the book do all the talking. I'm going to talk a lot this time. I don't even care neither. Because it is absolutely unbelievable to me to see that people are so smart, so talented. They hate each other and they hate themselves. We can't even get this right when the Lord said that if you just turn to me and do my laws, I will make you the most blessed people above all people on the face of the earth. But you said, no, I'd rather look at Caesar Borgia, let my kids do whatever they want to do, and see if I can get some prosperity. That's what you did. 28, verse 45 and 46. Where we at? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of curses. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which is he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So the people that I'm talking about, us and them, look and see what some of these curses are. These curses upon us and our kids forever. So you look at their kids. How many business do they got? Kanye West held up a thing from the media with all the things they own. They own all the banks. They own all the media. They own all the schools. They own all the DNA testing places. They own everything in the world, because the Lord told them as a kid on another lesson we show you that they're going to be at the clefts of the rocks. You can go back to Obadiah 1 and look at that and just start reading down and say whose cleft was high. That means they got money. They say it's going to be a sign upon you and your kids that you ain't got nothing. And your kids are going to be like this. Your kids got to go to school to get free lunch to have a meal. In Chicago, 500,000 kids every day rely on school lunch or they won't get no meal, period. 500,000 a day. They hate holidays because ain't nothing else to eat. They kids got everything. Mazel tov, all that other stuff that they got. And I ain't no knocking against them because they are our brother. That's between them and God what they did. And you and your God what you did. But I want this to serve as for somebody looking at this like a Sunday preacher that's going there and saying, man, wait a minute. Our ancestors did go with this. See, the problem is y'all getting so much tithe money. Y'all get to move y'all wife and family. Y'all get y'all some good cars, plus work y'all jobs. Y'all robbing Peter to pay Paul. See, that's what y'all doing. That's why you don't want to hear that. You say, no, that's them. You know y'all people can't be on slave ships. Okay? 32, we're going to back up and see who is this or them. That's what 32 said. 32 said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. I can tell you, I work in the foster care system. And the foster care system have been among you even back then, because Moses' mother got a wage. She was the first foster care case to take care of Moses before she gave him back to Egypt, then, the Pharaoh then. So who could that possibly be? You or them. How many of their kids in foster care? In fact, they own the agencies that help you. Why they just say it like that? Because they will try to help you right now. Now listen to this. And thou shalt become a astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether these shall lead thee. Now, a lot of times these people that's in the Sunday churches say, man, that stuff happened a long time ago, but you are the receipt. You're still in slavery and don't know it. I don't care how long ago it happened. Just acknowledge that this is you and that this whole Bible is talking about you, brothers and sisters. So which out of the two of us have become a proverb everywhere they go? See, they're not even everywhere. You are, though. You over in Africa, you in Korea, you in Sweden. You look all these places up. You're in Ireland. You in everywhere they go. In the same way they see you, they call you black. That ain't no real person. They call you the N-word. They call you all these other things because the Lord put this on you. All you have to do is do what he said. Go to the Sabbath day. He said, I will take sickness out of you all. How sick do you all be? And I know it's between us and them because they're your twin brother. Did you all know that you and them get the same type of diseases that nobody else in the world can catch? The Lord did that to identify yourself. They get sickle cell anemia just like you, brothers and sisters. The only two groups in the world he identified, but look at yours, the extra that came with yours. You got an extra crispy chicken with 7 pieces to go with yours, with that heart disease, with that inflamed knees and kidneys and cancer and all this other stuff. Is it you or them, brothers and sisters? 37. 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and that shall come down very low. Now, we do this one all the time because who are the strangers in their land? They buy and sell from nobody over there. But who are the strangers in the history of the Israelites land? Who the strangers would be? Us or them? Let's tell you who some of their strangers is. Nowhere. They not in Africa to set up no place. They're not in North Korea set up no place. But you in every place. And there's strangers around you because once they took your place, you became a stranger. Remember they say they looked at that? So guess what the strangers will be? It will be them same Arabs that's fighting over you right now. They're in your neighborhoods selling you gas. It will be them selling you cars and setting redlining on your houses. It would be them with the Rothschilds liquor stores, brothers and sisters, that's in all those neighborhoods all around. It would be those Koreans in the wig shops selling you all these different things, brothers and sisters. It would be the Chinese coming in selling you Chinese food. And ain't no telling what could be in some of this stuff, brothers and sisters. Who that fit? Put a one in your mind, whether that is them or you, Mr. Sunday Man. Please do this so you will know. So you'll open your eyes up. Maybe you'll say, wait a minute. We never asked to check their resume, but all this stuff fit us. Do it fit them or you? Let's go down to 54. 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Now listen, brothers and sisters, Who's killing their own brothers and sisters in the street? Brothers mean that they ain't got to come out of the same mother. They know that all the Israelite brothers are brothers. Who killing each other amongst them? And you look at the death rate of who killing each other them. They don't got no Jew on Jew crime. They got black on black crime, brothers and sisters. And even me, great dude, I had to go down there and pay child support because my person asked me to pay child support while I was living in a house. Show you by instability how that could be. Brothers and sisters, who do that? But I understand because this right here was amongst us. She said, you gonna leave me. And look, it said, what group of men leave their kids? How many of our kids got to have a neighbor standing them on the daddy-daughter dances at our schools? Us or them? Just ask yourself a question. Just be realistic with yourself and think real hard. I know you can't see yourself in there, but who does this fit, brothers and sisters? Who leaves their kids? They always got to think about deadbeat dads. Child support is tearing us up. How many of the people that you see of the Jewish chosen people of God that's over in Israel leaving and quitting their jobs so that they don't have to pay child support on their kids? I'm just saying. When you find the people who do that, then you find the chosen people of God who got the high child support bills they got to pay a lot for. Us or them. Even y'all ones in Sunday church. Because you in there praying, oh, Lord, boy, I got to hurry up and get this student loan and this child support and all these bills got to come off me. That's why you praying for the prosperity, brothers and sisters. Skip down to 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth until even to the other. There shall you shall serve other gods, these their fathers known, wood and stone. And among these nations you shall find no ease. Neither the sole of thy feet shall have rest, but the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart and fail in the eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee day and night, and thou shall fear day and night, because you shall have none assurance of your life. So if you ain't got none assurance of your life and a trembling heart, the police get behind them. What is the difference? They the lawyers. You scared what your good paperwork already did. I got insurance on all my cars. I only got 2. I hate that way I said that. I got insurance on both of my cars, right? And guess what? I get nervous every time I see them because I don't know whether if they stop me and pull me over, they could shoot me for no reason. Because this book said these curses are going to be on the children of God. Who does that fit? You or them, brothers and sisters. Take a good thought in your mind to get that. And we're going to go down to the one that they always give you trouble on. And I'm telling you, this is crazy right here. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way of that spoke of, thee shall not see it no more again, and there shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and nobody shall buy you. So on these ships, they own the ships that you said that you just heard that guy said, and they got other versions that try to water this down since all this been coming out, right? And they say, oh, you're going to sell yourself and nobody offered to buy you. And that was in the literal Egypt. And guess what this is? If you scattered among every nation in the transatlantic slave ship, brothers and sisters, the Lord is telling you that I destroy Egypt down to the ground. And when you got the chosen people of God in your possession in those lands, you have become Egypt. And so here's a warning to you. The Lord is going to recover and he's going to do it the same exact way. Like the brother always like to go to Romans 15 and verse 4 and say, we use the history, you know, as a weapon. I mean, just for our learning experience, right? So I'm gonna give you a little piece of history to look at. He gonna recover the Israelites the same way he did Egypt. That's why you call Egypt. It ain't no other way. It's the house of bondage. So if you got the chosen people of God in your possession, then You have become the house of bondage. So North Korea is Egypt. China is Egypt. America is super double Egypt. London is Egypt. And go around the horn. He gonna recover the thing the same way he did. And for you all that's saying the law is done away with and you saying remembering history, let me give you some history that you really need to remember. Moses recovered you by himself from Egypt. And he did one thing that the Lord said, which he smote a rock, right? And the Lord wouldn't take him in the kingdom. Jesus wouldn't take him in the kingdom, brothers and sisters. Why come you don't remember that for your learning and keep his laws? So I want to let you see some footage about how those ships look and things of that nature so you can get an idea of who these was on the ships. This is how you came over on ships. That's how you looked. That's how you looked on your ships, brothers and sisters. That's one of them. But then let you see clearly a little bit more. Well, I want that one. This is them on their ships.
Все сюда, в аэропорт, братья, давайте, поддержим. Вот мы зашли сюда уже. Прямо в аэропорт зашли все. Аллаху Акбар!
Байрадар, зайдите, Байрадар, там будет написано когда. Ну, примерно сейчас, два аэропорта.
That's the people are migrating back from Russia to their homeland, which is Ukraine. Like they said, the Kazan stayed by the thousands, and the people from Russia, because they're the same people that came from Khazaria that went over to Israel are the same Jews. And the Russian people at the airports and on ships, 2 million of them have left since this war has started. I think this is another one. Let's see.
Мы молимся здесь, в Умане, в самом святом месте для нас, хасидов, Бреслов. Это место очень-очень высокое, и тут мы молимся за Израиль. Это гораздо выше и гораздо лучше молиться здесь.
Too much. Do they look like the same people in their neighborhoods that strangers gonna get up above them very high, that's going to jail and doing all these people, or do these people?
The thing that distinguishes slavery in Africa from Atlantic slavery is race. Europeans set in motion a system of slavery that was predicated on the idea that certain people were marked as enslavable. We've learned a great deal about the Middle Passage in the last 40 years or so. The volume of the trade involved the removal of about 12.5 million people from the African continent. The Middle Passage was the middle leg of a voyage that starts in Europe. The first passage is from Europe to Africa. The Middle Passage is the journey from Africa to America. And then the third passage is the journey back from America to Europe.
The Middle Passage could take anywhere from 2 to 3 months. Men and women were separated. Men typically were held in the lower belly of the ship. The roof, if you would, was quite low, probably about 4 feet high. So people couldn't stand. African men were shackled together and they were packed so closely together in a spoon-like position. And they would stay like that for pretty much the entire journey.
You're talking about hundreds of people. You're at 120 degrees. It smells terrible. There are actually people dying around you, which has to be a traumatic experience for everybody on board.
Maybe 10% of voyages, we know there was some attempt to rise up, to kill the crew, to try to turn the boat around, to change their destinies. Historians have a hard time capturing what the Middle Passage must have felt like for enslaved men and women. It's a voyage that is deeply disorienting. It's a voyage to a place that you can't anticipate. You don't know what's going to happen to you. I don't think we have adequate words to capture that experience.
I know this ain't home, but it's where you gotta be.
It's time your family pay kunta.
Brothers and sisters, so we're going to get back to the story real quick. We only got a few more verses to go, but now I want to take you to Psalms 137, 4-9. The reason why I'm taking you here is because the same people in Obadiah that they let those strangers in, they walked into your gates. They walked into your gates when you became a stranger in another land. Remember, he said they was cheering, they took your substance. Is it you or is it them? Let's let this identify. Psalms 137, 4-9. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Go look at those Negro spirituals called "Oh Jordan coming to carry me home, sweet chariot swing down low and come on and carry me home." Is that you singing them songs or is that them? Verse 5, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. These the Israelites. They had to sing Negro spirituals or slave songs. Do you hear any songs that they have? Go on negrospiritual.com and pick up all the songs and match them up to the Bible. How did they know this? It had to be them. It had to be the Sunday man going on church who don't know itself and denying itself. Listen what it says at verse 6. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to my roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Listen at verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem who said, raise it, even to the foundation. They said, raise it. Remember it said they was cheering and they stood on the other side as one of them. You still don't know this you? Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art thou destroyed, who art to be destroyed, happy shall be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth the little ones to stones. So they were singing a song. There's a group of people that was singing Negro spirituals, us or them. Let me let you hear something. Us or them, brothers and sisters, you be the judge. Put a little one in your mind and tally up the score if it was us singing or them. I don't got no proof of them singing, but I may have some of somebody saying that you were singing, brothers and sisters. Wait a minute, did I not get rid of that? Wait a minute, come on. I don't got that with that man saying that. There's no way I don't have him down there. All of my hard work, I did not put him on there. Let me see. Is it in that thing? Nope. I ain't got it. I got it with that guy saying the Negro spirits. Okay, hold on. Here you go.
Now, let me say something right quick. I think back on the African-American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals? Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I said, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth, because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you. You better shut your mouth. You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep South and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here, and God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Listen.
Your brothers had you singing that song, brothers and sisters. Go look up negrospirituals.com, us or them. This is very, very clear. You might not want to see it, but it's right there in your face. You will no longer, when you see this video, be able to say, no, that ain't us. Why do your people think that that's us? Let me make more further proof, because they make a mockery out of you because you're so blind. You have closed your eyes. Let me let you see how they say we're going to go to Ezekiel and we're going to run this down, and then I'm going to let you see something that they're doing right in your face that you ain't going to believe. Even when you see it, because the Lord said, I'm going to do something in your day, even though I'm going to have somebody show it to you, you're not going to believe it. Ezekiel 35. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Mount Seir is your twin brother who stood on the other side of the gate, who had them singing that stuff and took all your substance that went in your gates that said, raise it, raise it. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee and make thee desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in their time of calamity. In that time, their iniquity had an end. That means he was just a little displeased with us, but you furthered the iniquity, you and some other people. They got a sentence to pay for this. He said, you remember I told you, you was happy, you sung songs, we were singing them spiritual songs. Listen, therefore, as I live, said the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Don't you see them pictures I just showed you, them in Ukraine? Didn't you see the pictures I just showed you, them and they fighting over there right now in Gaza? This is not a joke. They're fighting the same people that's in Psalms 83 that said Edom in the tabernacle. They was all Confederate, but now it's time to pay the piper. The Lord got them fighting. Drop down to verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these countries shall be mine, we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. What two countries? Samaria and Israel. They fighting for it right now. They say it's theirs. Therefore, as I live, the Lord God, I will even do according to thine anger. That means how mad you was against us, Edom, and according to thine envy, which they had on us, which thou hast used of thy hatred against them. Who did y'all use your hatred against? Us, right? I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So this is still yet to come, because he said he poured out his spirit, but he's going to make himself known. He's going to walk amongst those same slaves. Go to Isaiah 61 and read 1 through 9. He's going to give you double for your shame. Go to Zephaniah 3 and read that whole passage. He's going to stand in the midst of you, Israel. One verse left in here, 15. As thou did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so I will do unto thee, thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, they shall know that I'm the Lord. The Edomites, the same ones as Idumea, he talking about them same people, brothers and sisters. You can't make this up. The Lord said he's going to do this. He's going to do this with a vengeance. And so I want to show you something that they're doing in live in the color in your sight, and you can't see it. Your same brother who's had a perpetual hatred towards you. I'm going to read that as well, too. He had a perpetual hatred against his brother. That's why the Lord is going to repay him for that. So look at this on what they're doing right in your face. The same one that took your place. They own all the movie theaters. They own everything, right? Let me let you see something that they put right in your eye, and you can't see it. Your name is Jacob, right? And their name is Esau. So they do it right in the movies, right in your face, and you can't see it. Where they wrote Jacob at the end of one of the Planet of the Apes movies that you didn't know about it, and they had Cobra kill Jacob. So let me let you see what that is.
Help me. Help me. Take my hand. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Not you.
So the first ape name was Caesar. What's the Roman Empire emperor name that all you pay all your taxes under? Render unto Caesar. Remember, give Caesar what's his. And he had Cobra kill Jacob. And at the end of the movie, they wrote this. Now, I'm going to ask yourself, now this could be a coincidence. Well, because you all don't never read, you'll say, that's a fairy tale. The only way that could mean something like what I'm saying, if Cobra got something to do with Jacob and Esau. So I looked it up. Well, let's see and take a look and see what Cobra means, the one who Caesar had killed Jacob. Look at this. Cobra in Hebrew. The name Cobra comes from the Hebrew root, Yaakov, which means to follow, to be behind. It refers to the birth of Jacob, who held on to the heel of his older twin brother Esau. Brother and sister, can you make that up? Did that sound like a perpetual hatred toward a brother that they put it in the movies that they own. They know you're not going to pay attention because you're so busy shouting and jumping over chairs and catching the Holy Ghost against your own brother. But look at what they're doing. They are under no trouble because even when I show you, you ain't going to believe it. This guy's talking nonsense and they study doing it. Israel, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You are the people that nobody wants in the world. And you ain't going to believe that this in the Bible. You're the nation not desired, Israel. You're the nation not desired. Let's let the book tell you, though, so you won't think of this mine. This is right in our time right now, happening October 7th. Let's let you see it. Go to Zephaniah 2 real quick. We got 3 more verses to go after this. Zephaniah 2. Let me get to it. Zephaniah 2, 1, verses 6. Look at what this says. Gather yourselves together, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Who is the nation not desired? The Israelites are desired, they're not desired too, so that's a sketchy one that you can put on either one of those sides. Before the decree being forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. So the day of the Lord is the day that's coming up on this earth very quick, where sweet Jesus is going to come about the controversy in that land that's happening right now. We right up on that time, brothers and sisters. And he said the nation that's not desired, whoever the nation not desired is, get themselves together. Because look at this. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. That's the law. Seek meekness. It may be that you shall be hid in the day of the Lord's angers. If he loved everybody, he coming to rapture you off into the sky and give you peace and goodwill toward men, why is he telling you that you need to be hid? Okay, so listen at this, verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation, and they shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Cherethites, and the word of the Lord against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will destroy thee, and there shall be no inhabitant. And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds and folds for flocks. Wow. That's happening right now today, brother. Go cut your news on. And I read these cities. I'm going to read them again for you because I want you to put them in the news in your toolbar and see these names. Ekron, Ashkelon, Gaza, Ashdod, Cherethites, the Philistines land, and Old Canaan. That's Israel. Look at the pictures of how it look right now, O nation not desired. The ones that they don't know that they are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The ones that love to go to other religions, have ever changed their gods. My people have turned their back continuously. They're in Buddha. You could be in the same house with your mother, and your mother is a Jehovah's Witness. And when you're the real Jehovah's Witness, your brother is a Egyptologist. When you are the cream of the crop, but you don't want it. You love Caesar Borgia. So let's go see what the Lord say about that land over there, the controversy that's in that land. This is the Lord talking, brothers and sisters. Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. Come ye nations, to hear, and hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all that there is in, the world, and all things that come forth in. The Lord's indignation is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies, because they're going to gather their armies around, they're going to try to fight the Lord. Go to Psalms 2 and read that. All their armies, he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to slaughter. How you going to beat the Lord? Their slain shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses of the mountains, will be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, and the leaf falling from the vine as a failing fig from the tree. Listen what the Lord say. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, that's the Edomites, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Why is he on Idumea and Edom? Remember that controversy they had? They fighting for the land. It's a controversy right now. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. This is not the sweet Jesus that you think you know. It is made fat with fatness and with blood of lambs and goats. With the fat of kidneys and rams, the Lord has sacrificed Bozrah, that's another one of their names, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. They took your land and you became a stranger in that land, right? Why is he doing this? Verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy over Zion. Isn't there a controversy going on right now, brothers and sisters, over Zion? If everybody where they're supposed to be, then it shouldn't be no controversy. They're telling you it's a controversy every day in the news since October 7th, and thousands of years going on. It's always been there because the correct people have never been in the land since you went into captivity and forgot yourself, brothers and sisters. So the Lord is talking about this day of the Lord, right? So when he come back, who is he going to find in the land of Israel? Where the true chosen people of Israel is, who is he going to find? Obadiah 21. Obadiah 21. One verse. And savor shall come up upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the Lord's kingdom, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So wait a minute. When the Savior, which is the Lord, he gonna have some other saviors with him, which is the people he gonna raise in the first resurrection. That's why I said saviors. Why, when he going over to Israel right now, why is he gonna judge Esau there? Sunday man, Sunday church Christian brothers, y'all arguing with these Israelites that's waking up and they trying to tell you, they doing this to warn you. The proof is sitting right here. And Savior shall come up upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. And the kingdom is going to be the Lord. The Lord owns the whole earth, brothers and sisters. He owns the whole earth. We got two more places to go over here, and we're going to go to Isaiah 48 and listen to what the Lord say about you, Israel. Wow. His chosen people. You can choose between them or yourself. Isaiah 48. Wow, I'm getting good because I'm there. Isaiah 48, 1 through 3. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by my name of Israel, the name of Israel, and come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness. Who is the God of Israel? That's Jesus. And so when y'all go to those places, you know what I'm saying, y'all going in there not in truth and not in righteousness. You don't know and act that this is a black guy that came in. He came to his own and rejected them. You don't know that you killed your own prophets. And the Bible says that you killed him too. You don't know this. For they call themselves of the holy city, and they stay themselves upon God of Israel. The Lord of hosts is his name. I have declared the former things from the beginning. I told you that earlier. And they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. Oh, you know, man never walked on water. He beat Egypt down, he said, and they came to pass. Right? Drop down to 5. I have even from the beginning declared it to thee before it came to pass, and I showed it thee. lest thou should say, mine idol have done them, and my graven image, my molten image have commanded them. Remember them gold chains that you had on, I told you in the beginning? That your kids got, and well, right now it's only one people on the face of the earth that does this, and the Lord chose you out of all people. Oh my goodness, what is this about? Thou hast heard, see all this, and I will not ye declare it. I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things, and thou didst not know them. Y'all didn't know all this stuff. They are now created, and not from the beginning, even before the day when thou heardest them, lest y'all should say, behold, I knew them. Israel, the lioness people in the planet. You and them, so that's another one on both y'all sides. Yeah, thou hast heardest not. Yeah, thou knewest not. Yeah, from that time that thine ear was not open. Remember he said, I'm going to open your ear and pour out my spirit. For I knew that thou was dealt very treacherously and was called a transgressor from the womb. Y'all been lying and doing all this rotten stuff from the womb. For my name's sake, I will defer my anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. So you think that you're nobody. Remember I told you that the very people in the world that is nothing is everything? That's because that merciful man loves Israel. You remain the apple of his eye. Verse 11. This is who he doing it for. For my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? Why y'all ran the name of Israel and polluted? That's one of the Lord's names. I will not give my glory unto another. Some of the Gentiles that's saying that in Acts 2 that the church went to them and you believe in them, you calling yourself a Gentile in third person. He said he ain't giving his name to another. Let me read that again. For my own sake, even for my own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my call. I am he. I am the first, and I also am the last. Remember, he said, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. If you can say that you are the Omega, the beginning and the end in Revelations, and you saying that, that means you had to be first, like he's telling you right now. It's all over. This is Jesus you've been dealing with. Nobody else. Nobody else but Jesus. My hand have also laid the foundations of the earth. In my right hand I span the heavens. When I call to them, they stand up together. Is that Jesus? Who is that? That's Jesus. Drop down to verse 15. I, even I, have spoken. Yeah, I have called him. I have brought him, and he shall make his ways prosperous. Come ye near unto me, hear ye this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning. From the time that it was, there am I. And now the Lord God and his spirit have sent me. Who has been sent, brothers and sisters? His father sent him, and you don't even know that this him in the whole thing. The person who's getting ready to say this, he was sent. Thus saith the Lord, the Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord thy God. He's not the Father, but he's your Father, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou should go. The prosperity churches, that's him giving you the ability to do that, and you won't give him no credit for it. Oh, thou hast hearkened to my commandments. Then had thy peace been as a river and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. He's saying if you would have just, man, he pleading with you even now. Even now he's saying, if thou hast hearkened to my commandments, O Israel, thy seed also has been as the sand, and the offspring of thy bowels like the gravel thereof. His name should not have been cut off nor destroyed from before me. Brothers and sisters, us or them whose kids are sprouting up everywhere. Us or them who's fertile as the sand of the sea. Every time y'all around somebody, y'all getting pregnant, Israel. The more pressure they put on y'all, y'all having babies. I know people, like I told you, that a guy got 30 some kids on the west side of Chicago, and then he got another 34 during the off times when the lady in Chicago pregnant, he go there to Minnesota and impregnate the other one, winter and summer, Old Testament, New Testament. I should make a rap about it, but I ain't that good. Go ye forth of Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans with the voice of singing, declare ye, tell this, utter it even to the end of the earth. Say ye, the Lord has redeemed his servant Jacob. Jacob, you are his blind servant. You are the one that he chose. You are the one that he chose. You're the only one that's missing out of this. We're gonna go to the last place. And I just added this one in so that I just love the way the Lord say this, because I feel good to be a part of what he getting ready to say. And I feel this way, brothers and sisters. Wow. Psalms 33, last place. Psalms 33, 12 through 16. Verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. What nation whose God is the Lord? Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. I'm going to read that again. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looketh from heaven, he behold all the sons of men. Brothers and sisters, don't let nobody tell you that he just gonna say Israel. Did he just say that right there? The Lord looking from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men, brothers and sisters. From the place of his habitation, he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioned their hearts alike, their minds alike. Consider all their works. There is no king in the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered much by strength. Drop down to 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. So if you go on Sunday, you choose love. But if you go on Saturday, the day he is, you got some knowledge and you choose fear. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we had trusted in his holy name. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. I thank you for your time, brothers and sisters. I hope you got some understanding about what I tried to bring today. I'm going to invite my brother Ben to come on up on the thing and say a couple of words real quick before I close it out. Keith, Ben, either one of y'all, Jansen, Chuck, if y'all want to come up and say something, it's on y'all. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, and then I'm Audi 5000 and get ready for the Sabbath tomorrow. Tonight? Peace in Jesus' name. While I wait for you to see if one of y'all can come up, I'll play one of my songs, because I'm a rapper now, baby. That's the skill that the Lord gave us. You know? Hold on.
It's the protocol. Woo. Best beats in North America. From slave to king to priest to Lord to Father, glorified in his name. From slave to king to priest to Lord to Father, glorified in his name. From slave to king to priest to Lord to Father, glorified in his name. Rev 1, Father to Son, angel to me, I'm a priest. 3,000 years to get this knowledge. I was chasing girls instead of playing ball in college. I counted as a loss like Paul and didn't acknowledge that we just dust, and it's a must that we just earn his trust. I tried to run, he sent his son, that it ain't no fun. Hebrews 10 verse 30, I always been dirty. Yes, I've been a priest since 30. Rev 1, Father to Son, angel to me. I'm a priest.
82 is the year my mama gave birth. Bread in this trifling world, we dealing with the curse. Bread 3,000 years he wrote the end from the beginning. All praises to the Most High. That's why we winning. All things are possible through Abba. I know you listening. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no position? Is there no recovery for my people's condition? We started off as slaves. Yeah, and now that word I crave. Yeah, it started off a dream. Yeah, and now we harvest kings. That's why we face to the east, cause we a nation of priests. 11 bread is the feast. Yeah, now bear witness to the true living God and watch him conquer the beast.
Father.